Hello guys, PC Guy here with the news in tech and gaming for the week, and it's actually been a slow week, which is not something I can say for the past several months. Well, mostly since the start of the year when the Ryzen products started being announced and the leaks and this and that. In any case, we have a few topics to touch on today, not many, but it is the end of the year and we'll be having CES soon in January, which I will also mention at the end of this video. So we can probably expect a lot of announcements by then. Companies also usually don't launch a lot of products around the Christmas period, so also not a lot of launches to cover and talk about, but we do have some news regarding both Intel and AMD this time around. Intel is reinforcing its shift from the consumer side of things more into the database and AI with the purchase of Habana Labs. It's an Israeli company focused mostly on AI development. They are going to be shelling out a whole $2 billion for the purchase of this company, and it is not the first time that they are investing in this market either. As the article lists, it has bought up in 2016 Nirvana Systems for around 400 million, and then followed it up with the purchase of Movideos, also a company focused on AI. And it is not insane that they are focusing on this, not only in the fields of research and trying to push new, developments in technology, but also in more practical applications like self-driving cars and things like that. Those are all things where AI might play a very important role in the future when it's a bit more usable and a bit more reliable, also a bit more potent, obviously. So Intel trying to kind of be on the bleeding edge of that field is definitely not a strange investment, and just hope that their mainstream, in our case, considering this is mostly a tech PC enthusiast channel, hope that the PC segment also follows suit in terms of how much effort they put into it. On the AMD side of things, we saw some leaks for the Renoir lineup for the Ryzen 4000. These are mobility platforms mostly, so expect to see them on things like tablets, laptops, that sort of thing. And we have pretty much a grand total of 14 parts for the mobility and 14 desktop parts, which are, do not consider them to be the highest end because they are rated at most at 65 watts. So they won't be the flagship products of the next generation. And keep in mind that these are leaks, so it's not even considerably confirmed that they are the real thing that we're going to be seeing. And we also don't have all data like core counts, core clock speeds, and all those sorts of things, or any word of other improvements that might be baked in to the new Zen 3 architecture that they'll be seeing. We have a bunch of 15-watt parts here, as you say, with a list of the CU count, because these will be APU, so they will have an integrated GPU in case you don't have a graphics card. They will range anywhere from 6 to 13 CUs in the 15-watt category. They'll have between 12 and 9 CUs in the 45 watt, and the desktop lineup will also be ranging between the 6 and the 11 at 65 watt parts. The whole list is to be seen at WCCF Tech if you are interested in more details, but again, there are not a whole lot of details in terms of the other characteristics of the parts, only the CU count, the TDP or expected TDP, and not much else. And on one of the last stories for today, it's a short video. I know there has not been a whole lot to talk about this week. Intel's discrete GPU is facing some issues, and it's not the first time that we hear about that. The whole story is on Tweakdown, and it has a very strong connotation that Intel's architect on this architecture, the former AMD Raja Kaduri, is having sometimes keeping the power and thermal issues of the cards in check, which is something that he also faced when he's developing for AMD, and it doesn't seem to be much improved in Intel's XZ designs. We had previously heard that Intel would be focusing more on data center and such applications before actually focusing on the gaming and consumer cards. There have been no further developments or comments on that thing, and this is also, again, mind you, not an official announcement or anything of the sort. It's just a talk on the grapevine, let's say. But we had also heard that they were having issues with power efficiency, and now we are hearing that they are, again, also having issues with thermal and, the just performance in general with the wattage that they want to put it in. So does not look good for Intel's products. I was already personally not expecting them to compete in the GPU market next year. If they ever get to the level that AMD or Nvidia are at this moment, I do expect it to take at the very least some 3 to 4 years for them to be competing at least in the mid-range and maybe longer than that if they want to compete on the high end at 80 Ti level, so to speak. Still, for the sake of all of us, I hope they don't just give up on the project. I hope they do have some success and that they continue developing throughout the years because more competition is exactly what the market needs. Also in the GPU department and not only on the CPU like we have seen. So hopefully Intel does get their game together, both in the CPU and GPU department. And yeah, it's the second time I mentioned that in this video. And yeah, you guys know why, because although the CPU market is better now, we're kind of seeing the tendency for AMD to also, now that it's in a leading position with not much competition, or not a lot of competition, we might say, Intel's products for next year at least are not going to be bringing anything new to the table. They are starting to also try to, well, gouge us a little bit on the price, and that's the disadvantage when you have one company on top of the other one behind. So my wish for this is really that Intel does step up to the game and that they are both Intel and AMD in a strong position competing with each other. And well, that's going to be better for everyone, really. But yes, like I said before, it was a slow week in terms of actual tech news and developments in the industry, and that is mostly while holiday period and also because the announcement season is going to be coming up soon with CES in January. It will be happening in Las Vegas between 7 and 10 of January. There are already a few topics and well, planning and stuff on the CES website if you want to look for it. It is at well ces.tech. So if you are interested in exactly what is going to happen, you can check it out here. Obviously, there is no concrete, well, let's say, planning and schedule of what exactly is going to be announced. Companies usually keep that pretty close to the chest until the last minute. However, we can have some expectations. I fully expect to have some more news on AMD's Zen 3 by then. They are planning to launch it next year, so CES would make sense to announce it then and then release it maybe around July, just like they did last time, or perhaps later in the year, but it would make sense to have at least a sneak peek at it. Other possible developments would be also AMD's RDNA 2 architecture. We could be seeing a few new cards, at least teased, even if not fully fledged products. Same for Nvidia, we could be seeing some prototypes of Ampere that might be a little bit functional and maybe some more insight on possible launch dates and launch periods for them. On console side of things, the Xbox and PlayStation 5 are both scheduled for next year at the end of the year, so considering it's going to be just in January CES, possibly not yet a full-on reveal or announcement. That might happen later in the year, around June, July, who knows. So, but yeah, it is also possible that we'll be hearing something about that. Another topic, not necessarily tech related, but well related to someone in the tech industry. Floatplane has just launched. It is sort of an alternative to YouTube that Linus Media Group has been developing. Linus Media Group is, well, started from Linus from Linus Tech Tips, one of the biggest tech tubers out there. If well, you guys know if you're watching this channel, you will know about him anyway. And yeah, it is alternative to YouTube that works in a bit of a different way, in the way that you can support the creators that you want to watch directly without having to go through a third party that takes a pretty big chunk of whatever you are trying to support that person with. So I am quite interested to see in how that will develop. YouTube's situation has been deteriorating throughout the years in terms of how smaller creators are treated. So it is interesting, and it is. I'm hopeful that a viable alternative emerges, be it Floatplane or another. I might do a little short video around about Floatplane and the whole YouTube situation. That depends a bit on my time, and around the holiday season it's a bit tricky to record a lot, but I will do my best. In any case, this, while an alternative does not emerge, this is why it is important. That's why I keep asking every video as well for people to maybe subscribe, check other videos, drop likes and comments, because that is how channels grow, and that's how we are able to get to certain points where we can provide better content for you guys, be it via better recording equipment or actual hardware to work with, or being able to have a proper set that makes things a little better and easier, or just plain freeing up our time a little bit more to be able to put more time into giving you the quality videos that you guys want to watch. So yeah, that's pretty much why people keep asking for stuff like that, and that's why I really appreciate every single one of you that does that, even if we're not at the point right now where we get any sort of supporting. That every single number counts and every single person does count, so yeah, that's pretty much why. In any case, this has been it for the week. I might have a little bit of a disturbance on the release schedule for next week or two because of the whole holiday stuff. Won't have as much time to record and edit as I was planning to. There's also, if you have seen my previous video, I am kind of waiting on a new camera and microphone. So the videos that I do have planned, I kind of wanted to save them to be able to do them better with the new equipment. So it is a bit of what am I going to be putting up in the meantime then, which I still will have to think about it. In any case, I'll do my best to keep putting videos up in the meantime, and hopefully decent videos with proper topics to talk about. In any case, as per usual, if you have enjoyed this video, drop a like and a comment telling us what you thought of it. Feel free to check our other videos and do the same, and it would be very much appreciated for all the reasons I mentioned beforehand if you would subscribe to our channel and keep following us. This has been Edic PC Guy. I hope you guys have fun. Nice holidays already in advance, and I'll see you in the next video.